Good morning and welcome to Daily Game Design. It's go time. So some really fun updates regarding the retreat and in particular the play to win games. So we've started getting a bunch in the mail and oh nice. My friend Nick was just telling me that he has been playing My Father's Work, which is an interesting app-driven worker placement game. Story heavy. There's a bunch of reading. Actually. Well, anyway, so I posted about this. So I can show some pictures too. So games from Maka Games, Matt at Maka Games. He sent like a whole bunch. It was awesome. These are from David Gordon, and I didn't realize, but like Floristry is an app based or app assisted 2-player game. Looks like tile laying. Scurry Up I didn't read much about yet, but those are 2 games from Up Games. Pumped about that. And then Matt sent all these. Just incredible. I learned Otter and Capybara Crush last night. And also opened up Ink Tensions. Looked through that. That was a game I'm a little more familiar with. I play tested it late in the process. Here, the game box is the plushy whale. So of this one, this is licensed to Krill. And then Hissy Fit here. So very excited about that. Also, Doomlings came in. So pretty cool. I played Doomlings on my 40th birthday with Keith. Who else? Lehua was there. Maybe Garen. Anyway, you don't see those yet. I haven't done the unboxing yet. So just awesome to enjoy the generosity of really cool people. So that's fun. Now we have a bunch of games to learn and demo and set up for play to win. I feel like there's some other stuff. Oh, I had a friend over for lunch yesterday. He's leaving the island, I think in June, he said. And so we had lunch, chatted for a while, and then transitioned to a couple of games. And we played Orapa Mine, which he very much enjoyed. That's the battleship-like mining, like gem detection game where you're trying to figure out, like you're trying to deduce the arrangement of shapes placed on a grid. And in that case, they all have right angles. Like they all have straight edges. They're all right angles, or what is it? What is like the isosceles triangles? And so anyway, you call out a letter or number, and then basically you imagine a pulse of light gets sent in. This is actually a rule book I had some ideas for recently. So anyway, played that with him, and then broke out Party Wave. And he absorbed the rules fairly quickly, was pretty engaged, said it was a really simple game, seemed to enjoy it. His main gripe was that the shapes for when you're doing the tricks on the wave, the moves on the wave, those should have names. Nothing really broke down. We were very close in score. He beat me by 10 or something like that. But the set collection worked pretty well. And also the 2-player rule where the game ends after one die ticks down, but importantly that it ticks down one by one. I still think in more of a multiplayer game, so 3 or 4, I think I would still want the dice to tick down by 2. I don't know why yet, but I have that feeling. I mean, it's the difference between, we finished 3 waves each versus, well, okay, actually, I could do the math. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. So if, oh no, I don't think I saved it. So pretty much, let's see. So if, let's assume everybody has an equal number of waves. That's a big assumption, but it should be fine. So let's assume everybody has the same number of waves. If there are 4 players, that means there are 3 dice that are ticking down. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So I do believe it. The way it worked out yesterday is we had 3 waves each. Then if there are 4 players and 3 dice, and they all tick down by 2s. Hello, Francisco. I know you wanted to make some changes. My plan was just to continue reading from where I was. So, I mean, you're welcome to send whatever you want, but I'm probably not going to do multiple readings, to be honest. At least not right now. So I was just going to kind of continue. I know you'll make changes and stuff like that. For sure. Yeah. Because I think we ended kind of at setup or something like that. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, it was hard to imagine that would affect gameplay. Maybe it did though. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how many waves. So for our 2-player game, it was 3 waves per person, and then if it's 3 players and 2 dice, and they tick down twice, so then it's 1 at 6, 2 at 4, 3 at 2, and then from there, um, and then they could after that they can still end. But anyway, so that's 9 waves total, and that's 3 waves per player. So that still works. Oh no, wait. No, it's the opportunity to have 6 waves total between 3 players. That's 2 waves per player. But if there are 6, oh, interesting. Maybe this is a good metric then. Maybe I should just say set the dice so that there are 3 waves per player between the dice or something like that. Or 3 to 4 waves. You can send me what you have, Francisco. I mean, I'll just continue from where I left off for now. I mean, I can probably scan through really quick. Yeah. I'm considering going to church today. Um, my typical church day is Saturdays, but my friend Ming has been looking for a new home church, and his plan was to go to the church that um I had that very strange experience at uh last Saturday night. I took some games and people to a game night at a church, and there were a couple moments that were very weird. So some of them because I think there was a misunderstanding on their part of what we were up to. I mean, that sounds like the big one. But also just odd in the sense that I invited a friend, she invited a bunch of people, but somehow, and it's like a diverse group, not all part of like one church or our church or anything like that. And one of the guys, I guess, got a little too intense with a group talking about faith, like kind of sharing his understanding of, I forget what it was, creation or the Sabbath or something like that. But also, that guy's not SDA. And the one guy came up to me and was already, I think, quite irritated that we were there, and I didn't realize that. I didn't have any background for why he was pretty edgy already. So Ming wants to talk to them and kind of understand more and basically say like if they jump to misunderstandings and like fail to communicate well like that, which was definitely the thing, like it seemed like there were a bunch of assumptions about why we were there and what we were doing, and then they acted upon those assumptions or had strong feelings based on those assumptions. It was very weird. And if that's their way, if that's their style, then like he might not really be interested in joining that community. So it was an interesting sort of into the fire moment for Ming by sending me in and not being able to be there himself. It's kind of funny. Okay, I assume you're gonna DM it to me like before, which just happened. Oh wow. Oh, that does look nice. Yeah. Yeah. So far, the stream seems to have stayed connected pretty well, which is good news. Also, you're like replying to me pretty soon after I say something, which is also encouraging. I'll start here. Shuffle the room cards together so that the room sides are face up. Limb boss, i.e., threat side, face down. Okay, so you would have listed this stuff in your components. Oh, room cards are over here. Okay, I'm sure you'll catch this. This is the threat side. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I still probably would have gone dungeon here. I'm not sure why. Well, I guess it's because the rooms and threats are in the dungeon. So I probably would have gone. Yeah, that's great. I probably would go dungeon here, but I think room cards is probably fine. It's just if I feel like there could be a slight misunderstanding or misreading if somebody just reads room and they think it's the room side versus the room card with the threat side showing. I feel like that is a potential stumbling block. So that's kind of why I was thinking something more like dungeon. Dungeon cards in the dungeon deck also make sense, I think. Okay. Shuffle the room cards together so that the room sides are face up. Well, I mean, if you define it as threat side up here, I would prioritize threat side. So threat side is the default, i.e., limbs and bosses, right? Yeah. After shuffling, flip over so that the threat side is face up. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, right. So you're going to use like threat side as primary. Yeah. Is face up, creating your dungeon deck. This deck goes near the top of the play area. Set the 12. This is a solo game, right? It is. 100%. Okay, so the deck goes near the top of the play area. Set the 12 damage. I appreciate that. I appreciate the, a name. Where was that before? Where was that before? There was something where there was an icon in the title of a section. I don't remember. Set the 12 damage / disable tokens. Oh, maybe it was right here, actually. Okay. To the side of the dungeon deck. Okay, set the 12 damage / disable tokens, the 2 black d6, and the beast card to the side of the dungeon deck. Cool. Dobern and Resolve Bag. Place your Dobern character card on the left side of the play area. Then do the following. Place the brown d6 on the potion box, setting it to 1. This is an interesting, I'm sure this is a judgment call. I guess your dice have pips, right? So maybe that's why it made a little more sense to go with like a text rather than a numeral. Or I mean, the spelled out word, a word rather than numeral. On the potion box, let me go see where that is. So that's on, what is that on? The character cards. There's a potion box. I can't really see it, but I assume there's a potion box on the character card. On the potion box. Set the clear cube on the 3 in Dobern's energy track. Cool. Set the orange and purple d6 to the side of Dobern for potential use later. Oh, okay. Right there. Bam! Potion box. I mean, all of this is for potential use later, right? Like, these are for potential use later. So I'd probably drop that. I don't know. I'm still a little double-minded about Dobern versus the Dobern character card. I still like, I don't know. I feel like it's now almost just like a consistency thing for me, where I still prefer to um refer to components, because you do it here. Place your Dobern character card, and now all of a sudden he's Dobern. But if you said he's the Dobern if you said that there is a Dobern character card involved, and now you only say Dobern, there's, just a little potential for misunderstanding there. It's slight, but I still think it's possible. Because what we don't know yet is, I don't think Dobern is represented on the cards, but especially if there was like a pawn or something, that would be really confusing. Add the following tokens to Dobern's resolve bag. Oh, how many resolve bags are there? There's one resolve bag. So is it, because it would make sense to me if there's a boss resolve bag. Is there a boss resolve bag? I only see one resolve bag. In other words, to specify which resolve bag, I think it's kind of confusing, slightly redundant. I know you're trying to be helpful, but is it a resolve bag or is it Dobern's resolve bag? Yeah. You see, like, that made me wonder if there's more than one, right? I know that's kind of annoying. I'm so sorry. But if it is the resolve bag in the components list, it is the resolve bag here. And shake to mix it. Nice. I guess we're reading, through these two columns. Okay. Add the following tokens to the resolve bag and shake to mix it. 1, lose action reaction token. 2, nice. Okay, set the and I guess this would also be capitalized. Okay, set up dungeon area. Place the starting room card in the middle of the play area, typically below the dungeon deck, with the level 1, level 3 side face up. Nice. Full setup shown on next page. I kind of prefer setup shown below. That's just me, and I know that's more ambiguous. But also, this is on 2 pages, so right, full setup shown on next page. It's so stupid for me to point this out. It's totally preference. It's totally fine what you have. It doesn't matter at all. But it's on the next 2 pages. I'm sorry, I'm being annoying. Okay, how to play. Very exciting. Now that you have Dobern's dungeon set up. Okay, unfortunately, there's a little space here. Yeah. Because you set the dungeon up, right? But there is a setup, like setup for a joke. Yeah. There's a little space there. Okay, the rules in this section are written to be followed as you are playing. I'm sure you see as I'm reading, I'm sure you're cringing a little bit. with some of these little typos, because it happens to all of us. As you are playing, wait, okay, let me try that again. Now that you have Dobern's dungeon set up, the rules in this section are written to be followed as you are playing, rather than fully digested before play begins. Wow, I like that. So start with the exploration section below, and as you explore the dungeon of Seneschal Castle, jump to any section that the rules guide you to based on what you encounter. Godspeed. Fun. Yeah, okay. Exploration. To explore the often changing dungeon of Seneschal's Castle, do the following. Start by pulling out cards from the dungeon deck equal to the number of doorways that are unconnected to other rooms. I feel like you've mentioned... Oh, it was in the description. Right here. I can't see this image, but does this say unconnected door? Yeah, I can't remember. But that would be something to be ultra consistent about. Because you don't, if you've, well, Do you want a higher res version? Yes, the red parts are unconnected door. Okay. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not spending a lot of time looking at the images. To explore the often changing... Yeah, there's a little hyphen in here. I really didn't want to do copy editing, I promise. I promise, Francisco. Often changing dungeon of Seneschal's Castle. Do the following. Start by pulling out cards from the dungeon deck equal to the number of doorways that are unconnected to other rooms, keeping the cards threat side face down. Cool. I think, by pulling out, do you mean drawing? Or are you thinking that drawing means like add to your hand and look at it? That's interesting. I never thought about how a player would read drawing. I see. That's interesting. I like this problem all of a sudden. Because, yeah, I get it. I get that the intuition might be to... Yeah, when you draw, it would be to look at the other side of the card. That's good stuff. It's a good catch. I wonder if there's a way to... bypass this awkwardness. Because pulling out a card is also odd, right? You came up with that phrase, I believe. This was a Francisco invention. Is that what this is? Yeah. I would playtest this phrase if possible. Pulling out, because the reason I think pulling out cards is slightly awkward is that I feel like that is like looking for something specific. And I imagine you thought about that, but like when I think of pulling something, going somewhere, to then pull an object out. Yeah, I wish there was something better. So that's why I'm thinking there's a way to bypass it. And that would be to like add cards to the dungeon by taking the top card of the dungeon deck, keeping the threat side face down. I don't know what you do with it next. Let's see what you do with it next. Flip over any one of the cards pulled to reveal its room side. Then complete. Proceed, pass, or retreat. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I feel like adding cards is maybe a direction to go. Maybe. Okay. Then proceed to. Oh, that's funny. Because proceed is one of your choices. Because obviously you wouldn't proceed to proceed, but proceed is better than complete. Oh, I'm sorry. You set yourself a trap in your own dungeon game. That's too bad. I'm so sorry you did that to yourself. And you would be the least likely to put proceed here because you prefer synonyms. Right? You feel pressure not to repeat words. That's good. Okay. Flip over any one of the cards pulled to reveal its room side. I like that. I like this so far. Then complete. Proceed, pass, or retreat. I must admit to you, Francisco, I don't love this. But hey, it's the English language. Multiple options. Okay, proceed. Place one of the room's doorways next to an unconnected doorway. Which room? Ooh, oh no. Oh yeah. Then choose to proceed, pass, or retreat. I feel like that works for me. Okay. So I feel like we have a little logistics issue, if you don't mind. Me pausing here. So I think this was just an assumption. It's not your fault, but it was an assumption on my part that like I went right away to the idea of like placing the cards around the room, the current room. But that doesn't happen, right? So I mean what you do next is like pick one of the cards, flip it over, and then decide what to do with it. That's proceed. I don't know what to do here. Maybe it's fine. But wait. Place one of the room doorways next to an unconnected doorway of your current room. Hmm. Move. Oh, so there is a Dobern. Ah, yeah, that's even more reason to differentiate between Dobern's character card and Dobern's token. Because there is a Dobern in the dungeon. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're deciding if you're going to go into the room of the card you flipped. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, proceed is to leave. Okay, okay. Leave your current room and then just go into the next one. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. Makes sense. Okay, place one of the room's doorways next to an unconnected doorway of your current room. Move Dobern's token into the new room. This is now the current room. Okay, I like what you're doing here. Defining as you go. I like that a lot. I would probably prefer I would probably prefer you to define current room somewhere up here. Like right here. Place the starting room card in the middle of the something, something, something. This is your current room. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is your current room. And then from there, you can always refer to current rooms comfortably. Yeah, you're passing on the current room baton, but you have to give the baton to the starting room first. Right. Okay, place one of the room's doorways next to an unconnected doorway of your current room. Move Dobern's token into the new room. This is now the current room. Then do all the following that pertain to the two doorways you just connected. If the doorways of the just connected rooms. Oh man. We're really reaching here. Oh man. It's not a problem. I mean, I see the issue you're facing here. That's tough. Oh man, that's tough. Then do all the following that pertain to the two doorways you just connected. Question: did you connect the two doorways or did you connect the two rooms? Yeah, but right, but see how you jumped? So am I thinking about what to do with the two connected doorways or the two connected rooms? You set me up to think about doorways, but then you asked me to think about rooms. And what defines the color if they don't match? It's just the doorway, or like the whole room is like that? Let me see. Yeah, because the doorways are different colors even in the same room. So this is a doorway thing, right? If the doorway's up, oh, yeah, I feel like it works if the just connected. If you have to stick with this just connected, if the just connected doorways don't match in color, right? If the doorways have icons that match in type and orientation, resolve based on the icon. Wow, this is really cool. But you know what? I feel like this is maybe typical to your design style, where you need a lot of play rates. Because there's nothing obvious about this that says remove an energy. You just have to remove an energy, or I mean, lose one energy. Oh man, that's so tough. Okay, changing to if the doorways don't match in color. Nice. I like that. Just cut out just connected rooms. I don't think so. I don't think so. Show a shot of Dobern's energy track? I think it's fine. No, what I'm talking about is there's nothing obvious about, like, there's nothing on the components. No, there's nothing on the components that would ever suggest I lose an energy with two um oh yes, I did say player rate, that's right. It's just a rule that you were asking players to memorize. So that's a player aid rule. And I guess you need ways to reduce the energy, right? To reduce Dobern's energy. Yeah, right. Okay. If the doorways have icons that match in type and orientation, resolve based on the icon. There's something inside. I like this. Oh, there's nothing inside. Thematically, there's nothing inside if the doorways don't match. And when you say match, what do you mean? Match. Like what? This is not matching, right? This is like completing an icon. Right? Because this is one icon. And they come together to make that icon. Yeah, if you were to say match, I would think there's one of each and they match. I say matching in color, matching in type and orientation. Right, I think I know kind of what you mean, but these don't match. I know the color doesn't match, but I'm saying the icon is correct, right? The icon, it completes the icon. But I wouldn't say this matches. But maybe match in that it's the other half. I don't know. Yeah, this is hard. This is a little tricky thing. It's also slightly tricky that it only matters in color, because here you have an example where the icons match. Oh, wait. Matching. I thought this is an example of a broken doorway. This is not, right? This is an unbroken doorway. This is like this icon matches. This is exactly the example you have here with the green check next to it. Oh, maybe you just misplaced this one? I'm not too sure. Okay. Oh. Oh, yikes. So you lose an energy, but you still resolve it. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Got it. Got it. I would offset this, to be honest. You saw that it took a while for me to understand that. So I would offset this to do like a color check. Just make it its own step, make it its own thing. Because here you say, um, because check this out. I think partly what happened is this parallelism. So if the doorway is something, if the doorway is something else, right? So if I just kind of went in here expecting that these two are on the same level. Okay, if they don't match in color, okay, then that thing happens. That's what I thought. Okay, once once the energy thing happens, then I just something else. I just move on. But and because these are in a list like this, I thought these were like equal kind of possibilities or options. Yeah, but they're not. You always do this color check, right? And then you always do this icon check as like very separate things, right? Yeah, color check, icon check. Yeah. Do you talk about orientation of cards? Like how are the cards oriented? Do they all have to be oriented the same way or can you like rotate them around? No, you can rotate as long as you line up doors. Okay. Flip over, place one of. Okay, I see. If the doors have icons that match in type and orientation, resolved based on the icon. There's something inside, right? Hmm. Gain one potion by increasing. Oh, nice. Yep. Set up a beast for battle with the blood something side. Oh, set up beast for battle. Set up a beast for battle with the blood beast side of the new room's connecting door. If the new room's connecting door is red, or shadow beast side if the connecting door is purple. That's cool. There's some really clever ideas in here. Like, I mean, as far as like randomizing or like, yeah, I like this a lot. I'll tell you, I prefer a construction that says the side is red, set up for a blood, whatever. The side is blue, or sorry, the door is purple. So rather than like in this paragraph form, um, like the door is red, set up for a blood beast. The door is purple, set up for a whatever. I prefer not to. I don't know. That's a personal preference, I guess. Yeah, Yeah, more listicle. Interesting way to put that. Okay, complete the 2 final steps of proceed, then go to the battle beast setup section. Nice. If there is a level modifier for your current level that pertains to exploration L2 and 4, apply the modifier. Okay, this is without context right here. So this means nothing to me. I'm so sorry. Okay, to complete the proceed to these 2 steps, to complete the proceed. Whoa. I get that you bolded it here, but wow, this is awkward. If there is a level modifier for your current level that pertains to exploration L2 and 4, apply the modifier. To complete the proceed, do these 2 steps. There would be a comma there. Place any of the remaining threat cards at the bottom of the dungeon deck. What do you mean remaining? So these are the threat cards that you... Wait, what's the point of... Why do you draw these extra cards if you don't know what they are anyway? Like, why do you draw them? Because you don't look at them. Oh, is it like a timing thing? Is it a timer? If it is, that would be like, is that like one deck dungeon? Oh, okay. Okay. You can see I do need to set limits on myself here. I do have other projects to work on. We've been doing this for about an hour, which is fun, and I value you in the fact that you sent me this rulebook. This is definitely getting more into like paid territory if you catch my meaning. So, yeah. No, this is good. This is a good experiment here. It is a good experiment because I was thinking to open it up to the BGDL people. Nobody in their little group text has sent me one yet. They said they're like kind of working on some rule books and maybe eventually. But if I opened it up to BGDL, I think I'd get a kind of what a waterfall of a flood. That's what I was looking for. A flood. Thank you so much. I knew it had to do with water. I just couldn't think of it. I'll get a flood of them. And so just deciding on limitations. I mean, it's different for you because we're friends and I don't mind giving you some extra support. But when it comes time to like just, work on these, strangers rule books, I think I'll really need to decide on some limits because you can see I like it. I get sucked into it. I think it's really fun. But also I need to be making progress on my projects too. Yeah, so it's a tricky thing. Anyway, part of it is if you value the way I think, I mean, one of the reasons why I think this is actually kind of an interesting exercise is, I mean, if you see that the way I'm reading is useful, you can just read like that. You know? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm very much time based with the stream. Like, I try to stream for about an hour, right? So every rule book reads very differently. So, I mean, some are a hot mess, others read really smoothly. So it's just a tough thing. Like, yeah, I would probably do more just for myself. I'm not going to promise anybody anything. I don't think there's a reason to do that. Um, I mean, I'm volunteering my own time, so I think it's just me deciding, like, hit a limit, or set a limit and just stick with that, even if I get drawn in. Yeah, but I certainly, yeah, for me, giving a little feedback. I mean, I'm not even. This is not a service whatsoever. This is me just enjoying looking through things, practicing. You know, like analyzing rule books. Um, and if the person who sends me a file, feels like they got useful feedback, that's great. If not, I mean, I can't help them like that. I think that's. I mean, it sounds funny, but I think that's the kind of attitude I would take. Is like, I appreciate you. You're welcome to feedback from somebody who's been paid to do this. If you want it, cool. Send me your rulebook. I'll look at it for 30 minutes. Give you some first impressions. 30 minutes, I guess, is not a very long time. So, I mean, maybe 1 hour is okay, but so that means a whole stream, right? A whole stream where I'm not making any progress. Yeah, I don't know, it's a new idea, so um yeah, so if somebody wants to basically put their put their rule book on blast in front of everybody on YouTube and Twitch, they're welcome to do that. I imagine there will be some people who would shy away from having somebody do this, in a very public way. I mean, public only in theory, because there are only like two people that might see it. But I think in our case, I've enjoyed looking at what you've got so far. Um, if you have any specific questions, or you want thoughts on something, um, we can talk about it. Um, but yeah, you do have. It looks like you have a lot of detail here, which is great. It looks pretty procedural, which is also helpful. Do this thing, then do this thing, then do this thing. But yeah, you can see for my own sanity and my own my need, both financial and otherwise. Need is a strong word here. Um, but my need to work on other things. So yeah. I have to set limits on my own volunteering, which I don't necessarily love to do, but I do. I think it's better that I do that. Yeah. But yeah, if you had a section you want me to look at, as you continue making progress, the main hope is that you see the way that somebody might read what you wrote, and hopefully put that, wear that hat as you write. That would be the sort of the real value. I mean, I can do this for other people, like, professionally, but it's also better if they absorb this kind of thinking, if you find it useful, that is. Just try to do a similar kind of thinking. Anyway, this is encouraging. So thanks for sharing that with me. So I think I'll probably do a longer stream, just because I know I want to get to thinking through the tweaks I was making to. All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Francisco. Always Always good to hang out with you. Enjoy your other thing. Yeah. Awesome. You're a cool guy. All right. Bye-bye for now. Okay, so the last thing I did was add some cubes here. So I added 2 cubes to each side, which extends the game by 6 cubes. And I think the reason I did that is as I test out this system of worker or gaining cubes, gaining a worker or gaining cubes, we're moving through cubes a lot faster because it needs to be like kind of worth it, right? It needs to be a question of, wait, if I'm only getting 1 cube for a worker, isn't it better to get a worker? And I can use my worker to be, to gain money to buy cubes. So it might be something like that. Like economically, it might make more sense. It might make more sense just to always get a worker, and because that's not cool. Well, I also didn't want to limit. I didn't want to put. This was my thinking anyway. I don't know if the math would ever work out. I have no idea. That's such a weakness of mine. But I didn't want to make it gain 1 cube and 1 worker or 2 cubes. Like that felt very stingy. That felt way too stingy. But it might actually not be that stingy because cubes are really important. So now I'm already just like second guessing. This essentially untested system. Because also, why do those look like that? Yeah, testing this untested system. Hmm. It's interesting that what is this? This is, I'm looking at stream metrics on Facebook. And there's some metric that's like jumping up and down like crazy, but it's not red. So we haven't actually lost the connection. Okay. Because I kind of think I'm just going to do this. I feel like this already makes more sense. So I'm going to come down. First of all, I think I should work on some of these things. Wait a minute. I thought oh, yeah, these are for pencils, right? For pencils. Okay. It's getting a kind of stutter here. I think I'm just stressing my laptop again. Okay, so I think my thinking just then was related to the flow of the game, and that I think early on. Oh no, you know what it is? I'm gonna leave it as it is. I should probably visually. I think it makes more sense to prioritize putting the cube, like see the cube first. So put the cube on the left and the worker on the right, but it doesn't change mechanically what's about to happen. Okay, so the reason I second guessed and then just kind of let myself go here is that I was on one hand thinking about the stinginess of cube, how stingy we should. Wait a minute. How stingy the game should feel at the start with cubes. I mean, but then there's this thing about um, at the beginning of the game, you only have 2 workers, and so it doesn't feel like you can get very much done. So it just doesn't feel good. You kind of take a couple of obvious actions and that's it. Or you take one thing and then you do one thing and then you have to recall. Well, by offering a worker for pretty cheap, like 1 cube, the cost of 1 cube or the trade-off of 1 cube, you might feel like, it's a little bit easier to accept getting 2 cubes and taking a worker this round. So yeah, rather than okay, I can't do anything with 1 cube, right? That seems like that would be a problem. It was get 1 cube or 3 cubes, 1 cube and a worker or 3 cubes. I feel like that would be like more of an issue somehow. Okay. I'm going to take some turns here. Start with red. You can see what I've done with red is give them 1 less cube than I gave blue as a first player advantage compensation. But okay. So there are not too many things you can do at the start. Like, well, oh, yeah. If it might feel a little bit odd to um, just do this right away, like recall right away. But then at the same time, you might want to get things going. So just throw out all your guys, because then yeah, then I think you start like lining up other workers and stuff if you recall right away. But recalling is a whole turn. Okay, well, I don't know. Let me continue here. Okay, so this guy will go more of a 1-by-1 thing. And gain 3. Oh, we never gained, so this is 9 over here. But then what are you going to do with 1 worker? Oh, I need to bring one of these out. Oh, we'll go here and then fill this. So I'll get the income now. Okay, so then Okay, now red is going to recall. So the first thing that happens is these come back and refill. Then these move up. Now there's the decision. So first of all, we gain, oops. So first gain 2 over here. And then decide whether you gain a worker for next turn. I think we'll do it. So I'll drop a worker in here. Okay. Now blue is going to recall. And I think blue is thinking about how this is empty and they only have 2 cubes, whereas red has 3. Okay, well this fills with 2, and then the decision: gain a worker or gain another cube. I'm gonna go with cube. Just see what happens. That was blue. Now it's back to red. Okay, so red could actually do this right now. So I think red's going to do that. So take all 3 of these cubes. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, blue needed a buck because the income from the partnerships card. That's a problem. I already missed that. The very first trigger I missed. You know what blue could do now? Can blue afford? Okay. Oh. So blue can afford the tap upgrade, but I don't think he's going to. I think blue is going to come over here and continue working on a grant situation. So now let's see. So now red, it's like this card is available. Oh, but they don't have cubes. What am I doing? They're out of cubes. And there's nothing. They could buy cubes, and I think they might do that. So let's go over here and buy a cube for 2 money. Okay, now blue. Blue has 1 cube left, and I think it might be time to come over here and claim one of these guys. What he could have done, so red is clearly going to get that. Red's going to get this corporate incentive thing. Well, anyway, let's retrieve. What do I say? So that's good. This goes up here. And I feel like this upkeep is not insane. So I think having more workers, probably. This player's going to keep going with more workers. Okay, now blue is going to recall. That's what it is, recall. Wait, both of them get a buck. I got to remember this. Okay. So blue just recalled, so these need to move up. I think blue's going to keep going with getting a lot of cubes. Okay, now red is going to go to the town hall and resolve this guy. So losing, like returning 2 cubes to the supply, gaining this guy and gaining 8 bucks. Okay, so that's done. And this player, red, strikes first, gets 1 trophy. Okay, blue still needs to get some money going. Red is ready to upgrade and has workers for it. Blue is the closest to a grant. Oh, wait. Okay, shuts the grant office down. Gets a barrel. Actually, a barrel is interesting. Can't do anything about it at the moment, but we'll have 2 cubes ready. Because red is currently blocking the town hall. Red has 1 cube. I think they're going to go with an upgrade, though. Red is all about workers, so I think we're going to spend the 10 and flip this card. Okay. I like that we're upgrading before the second round, the second week. Okay, blue's gonna recall. Blue's hurting a little bit for workers, right? Because they focus so much on when they gain a buck. So it's actually cool that they passed. They got to the Sugar Shack upgrade actually, so they could get barrels. Now red needs to recall, and red gains this permanent worker here this time. And they have an extra worker. So I think they're going to keep up this worker stuff. So gain 2 and take a worker. All right, now blue is in position. Blue's in position to gain this mayor card. So spend $5. And then this becomes a barrel anytime the blue player wants. Okay, red's going to be a little mean here. And knowing that the round is almost over, red is going to jump in here and claim one of these spots. So that timing is perfect because blue was definitely going to go in here and use a barrel. Now what can blue do? Blue can spend a cube. Look at this. Oh, wait. Don't forget the mayor. Oh, interesting. So this is actually blocked off. So hang on 1 second. So what's red gonna do now? Can upgrade again, actually. 1, 2, upgrade to barrels. I think may rearrange for 1. Oh, red did not get their 1. Yeah, the income is actually like problematic. It's something like a lot of people will remember, but it's definitely some percentage. And I would be in that percentage. Some percentage is going to forget. Okay, now blue is going to go over here. Oh, wait. Oh, I already moved a cube, that's why. Did I gain the 3 money, though? I don't think I did. I think I remembered mid-turn that the mayor needs to come out. Okay, what can you do with your 2 guys? I guess this is it. Oh, but they made a barrel, so they do want to get this out of the way. They want to make money. That's what's going on. They do. They make the big money. That's 8 money. We're up here. Nice. Blue's going to recall. Just like this. There should have been cubes in here. There should have been 2 cubes in here. Or 3. Yeah, see, I'm missing so many steps. That's not good. So there should have been 3 in there. And because they didn't spend them, they're actually going to lose 1. Okay, then they're going to empty the thing, the sugar bush. But they still gained 2 cubes. I think we'll go worker this time. Or they're going to fill up this whole thing at the gift shop. So I think we'll actually need that. Okay, so this flips. This pays out. They gain the 5, right? I think it's 5, yep. Okay, and I think, well, then this gets wasted because it goes to the grant office. But it could be that, let's say the blue player saw that coming, so they spent 1 at the end, during their turn to gain 2 money. I think a strong player would have noticed that. I'm not a strong player. Okay, so then this cube gets added up here. So they recall. So it's like min-max style. Okay, all this flips, then they need to add 10 cubes. No, 12 cubes. Right there. So blue might not need to upgrade the Sugar Shack because 1 barrel is pretty good. Like just 1 barrel this round. That's the only thing that's going to really pay off big. Well, I guess if you can get the trophy at the end of the 3rd round by the warehouse paying out. So anyway, so that was blue's turn. Red's going to recall. So this goes in here. These jump up here. They'll send 2 up and go for the worker again. Then they get 1 money for the income. And that was the first time I've remembered that, but that's cool. Okay, now it's blue. Blue, it's time to make some big moves, blue. Do they have enough money? It's round 2. They don't. Whereas red does. So I think blue is going to go here. Unload all of these cubes. Okay. These are just going to get unloaded here. Going to gain 9 money. It actually might have been nice to go over here. 9 money, 1 cube. And 2 extra workers. Okay, that's blue's whole thing right now. That was their whole turn. Okay, now red is positioned well to gain this card. Okay, so there you go. They're going to spend 3 cubes. Oh, shoot. 3 cubes. This was a barrel. Like these are coming here next. This guy was sitting here. Okay. So go there, do this, gain a trophy. Okay. Blue is going to recall now. So these guys move over. These cubes move up. Gain. Let's do the 3 cubes. Let's keep going cubes. And then gain a money because of the income. All right, that's blue. Now red with oh, okay, this opens up now for red. Nice. Okay, now they're without cubes. They have 2 guys left. So one they could take a turn and get a cube, and then I think they will actually. But let's go back to blue. So it's time for blue to do some big stuff. So let's have blue gain an. Oh wait. Let's have blue gain an upgrade first, like this, and they'll spend 10. Add the worker. Okay, and that's blue. Now red. Red has no cube, so red's going to go over here, spend 2, gain a cube to at least have something to do for 1 more worker. Now blue, yikes, blue is suddenly becoming a powerhouse because now they're going to gain a grant office upgrade. Okay, so they'll spend the 4 off of there, and then should they go all in on money? I haven't really done this, but I don't think I've tried this one, but let's try it with blue. So whenever they go to the market, they gain more money. So when they come here and they spend the barrel, they're going to get an insane amount of money, honestly. Like that's actually awesome. Okay, I don't think I'm going to finish this game, but I'm liking the direction of it. I think there's cool stuff going on. Okay. Red. Oh, red has 2 upgrades, so they actually have one more trophy. Now red is actually interested in getting one of those upgrades, so they can do this. So this will go up here. Then next time they can spend this card to gain a Grand Office upgrade at a discount. So that's a pretty big deal. They're just not going to have the right amount of cubes for it, but that's okay. Okay, but they're going to gain 3 money. Okay, back to blue. Blue is going to recall. Red is actually getting like uncomfortably close to wow, what are we going to do with all these cubes? I think maybe it's time. Blue is thinking, yeah, I don't need so many cubes. Oh. Okay, running into the toward the end here with of round 2 anyway. Ooh. Man, Greg just posted another huge drop of games. Wow. Do an Imperium with expansions. That could be kind of cool. The thing about Greg is he always gets the nice stuff too. Anyway, okay, so I think blue just recalled. Did he get his money? I don't think so. No. Okay, now to red. Red is also gonna recall. So this goes in here. So red is very much low on cubes. Because why would they take? I think that, well, yeah, okay. Let's keep it going. Gain one more money because their income. Okay, now's the time to jump in and get another barrel. Or gain a barrel here. Oh wait. Oh wait. They didn't make a barrel. Maybe they do make a barrel like this. Wow. Because I wanna have blue go and take advantage of this situation. Because they're actually gonna get like a serious amount of money. They should anyway. So they're gonna roll. Okay, so they use this barrel. Now they're gonna roll twice. The thing is though, these cubes don't go to the grant office, they go to the supply. Here's the thing I never really considered. Does this +3 count total or per roll? I think it's per roll. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna roll. That feels too strong, but like it's a so they get the 8 from the first roll plus the 3 is 11. And then they're gonna roll again. Okay, so it's 6 plus 3 is 9. So they just gained a temporary trophy, actually. We're going to spend it, but like, that's pretty nice. Oh, here's the thing. I did it again. I forgot. So this would not be available. Oh, I just messed that up. Let me act as if something else happened. Let's do this instead. Okay. All right. So that was blue. Now red. Red's gonna jump in here with a barrel. Why not? Right? It's almost the end. They're gonna get a huge payout. They're gonna get a huge payout. And I think they're gonna spend these two right now for a cube. For 2 cubes, actually. So they can just get the payout right now. Because they're feeling good. They're feeling comfortable. Blue is actually like pretty far behind, I think. Okay, so this is gonna get paid out. Well, remove stuff from here. That's the first step. Okay. Oh, blue had a temporary trophy and just lost it. So Okay, so that goes, these go. So this is a huge influx of money. That's 24. But these also go to the grant office. I feel like that might be too strong. Yeah, because red's about to go nuts. Because they are also they get a discount for their next one. That's crazy. Okay, they get 24 money. Boom. Wow. Boom. Temporary trophy. Wow. Okay. So that was red. Okay, now blue. Blue can kind of get ready for this, but it might feel like a waste just to go there for the money. Also, there's no need because blue's just like making tons of money. Oh, what are they going to do with one though? Let's go here, finish this off. 1, 2, 3. Also, there's no reason. Oh, let's flip this. It's missing 2. So there's no reason there should only be 1 cube here. I don't know why there is. There should probably be 2 because they would have not taken the extra worker. Oh no, they did take the extra worker. That's what it was. Okay. Because blue's gonna have to recall next. What is red up to? With 2 cubes. Red's ooh. Uh-oh. Red is pretty well positioned here to just win on a trophy victory. Like before the end of the 3rd round. Because they're gonna claim right here for 10. They gain an extra worker for next round. And they gain a trophy. Yeah, so red is, I think, running away with it here. So I guess that's the other reason why you might go. Wow, is this really it for blue? They have 1 trophy because of this. They have 1 trophy because of this. They have 1 trophy because of the temporary one. So what have I been doing? I'm just not keeping track. That's the problem. Okay, so blue is going to recall. This guy joins and he gains 2 money because of this situation. Okay. That's blue. Now red. Red with 1 cube. Well, might as well go here. They would have spent a cube to gain 2. And they're sending a cube, the final cube up, to gain 3. All right. Blue's ready for some. Wait. This did not happen. 2, 3. Blue's just not going to take that extra worker. I do think it's hurting blue. Because what's blue going to do? Can't do the grant office anymore. Because empty. The hardware store shut down. The gift shop. You know what? Let's just send blue in here to go for it. Because red is going to need to recall, so blue can jump up here. Fish gains 9. Yeah, so that actually, uh-oh. Huh. No, I don't think, I think red's going to get in there again. Uh-oh. You know what? I don't think blue's going to do that. I think instead, anticipating that red needs to recall, blue's going to do something else. Because blue basically has to get in there, otherwise I think the game really is over. Okay, so instead, blue is going to head over here. So at least they can spend a cube. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do with that. Okay, so send one cube up here and roll. Okay, so it's 11 money. That's great. Okay, now red has to recall. So these guys are going to vacate. They're going to have a pretty massive workforce here. And we'll have them take, like they want cubes now, so we'll stick with taking cubes. All right, that's red. Just look at red. Red is set up very nicely. Okay, now blue can go in and intervene here and take this for, I believe it's 12. It is, which is no real biggie. So 10, 12. We still have the temporary trophy, so that's okay. They're gaining another trophy right now. So they're almost caught up, and they gain an extra worker for next round. Okay, red's ready to just go nuts right now. But they have 2 cubes. So what are they going to do? Ooh. Mm-hmm. They're just going to go for a trophy. Just like that. Gain a trophy. So now it's just one more, and then they race to... Yeah, I have a feeling 7 trophies is too few now. But this is good, because I think the game length is pretty spot on. Like, I feel good about that. But maybe 8 trophies, 8 or 9. Maybe 8. Anyway, red took this one, took the trophy, and it's going to get rid of these. Oops. Okay, blue. Yeah, because their next trophy's right here. It's just easy. Because blue is pretty far behind right now. And they also need to recall. Okay. Yeah, I think blue probably just concedes here. Because they see it coming, but I hope that's not an indication that the best thing to do is to take is to take the extra worker all the time. That would be very sad. Yeah. Okay, well, I feel pretty good about the situation. I actually think I might want Player Layer to try it. Anyway, that's it for me for today. That was pretty pretty serious investment there, stream wise. But mm, all right. Yeah, okay. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you soon. Bye bye for now.